Busy night for meteorologists, Jeremy, with what's going on down south.
And I can only imagine what meteorologists in Tampa are dealing with, Scott, since there are so many power outages from Tampa up to Orlando, out to Daytona Beach. Over 20 tornadoes were reported with this system. And normally you think of a hurricane, you think of the winds, you think of the storm surge, and you think of the rain. But this has been a system with intense rotation, and that has allowed for strong tornadoes along with this. That's knocked power out on the west coast of Florida. And of course, the east coast is the one dealing with the heaviest downpours right now. I drew those arrows on the screen to indicate the rotation of the storm. Tropical systems rotate counterclockwise, so we're seeing a pushing of water near Fort Myers. That's down towards the southern edge of those arrows. And on the western side, we're also dealing with the storm surge, this pushing and funneling of water as the intense winds from this system are kind of forcing the water onto land. So although they're not dealing with the rainfall down by Fort Myers and Sarasota, they're dealing with the storm surge, and that could be over 12 feet in some locations. Hurricane Milton now at 10 o'clock, and a Category 2 hurricane with maximum sustained winds at 10 miles per hour. It's kind of zipping at east-northeast at 16 miles per hour. So it's moving quick, but nonetheless, it's still going to cause significant damage. By around 2 a.m., the center of circulation will be in the center of the peninsula, and just after sunrise, it'll probably be making its pass off of the peninsula, but still, residual rain showers likely there on the eastern coast. Up to 12 feet from Tampa south to Cape Coral of storm surge in that region as you get that shoving of water onto land. And here's a cross-section explanation of it. You have the hurricane force winds pushing this water onto land, and it's hard to understand how high 12 feet of storm surge is, but this graphic really does it well. That could be up to your second floor of a two-family home, or it could be over the roof in some houses. So this is just going to be a catastrophic storm, if it isn't already, for some locations there that is dealing with that 12-foot storm surge. And additional rainfall amounts, we've already picked up by radar estimate over a foot of rain in Tampa Bay. We could be talking about an additional 4 inches for Tampa Bay, and just to the north, over 9 inches in Spring Hill. Right now here in our area, we're dealing with a few scattered sprinkles. Pottsville looking good right now. Of course, here's your Halloween house. We always show these, and as we get ready to gear up for the season, this is the Capolini house from Dress Up. Love the lights that you have across the entirety of the house. Almost looks like a gingerbread house. Maybe a little bit of an early celebration for Christmas too. You can leave them up a little bit longer through the season. And today's highs were a few degrees below the average, 65 here in Avoca. There are those sprinkles in the northern tier headed towards the south and the east. Light in nature. I'm feeling a raindrop every once in a while. That's probably what you're feeling too, but not too many of us are going to see it. They're coming directly off the Great Lakes. They'll be wrapped up by midnight. Tomorrow, waking up to cloud cover in the northern tier. Not too cloudy in the southern tier, but even though we see the sunshine later on in the day, temperatures tomorrow will not exit the 50s. Overnight tonight, 42, and that's why we have a frost advisory in effect for the northern tier and northern portions of Lycoming, Clinton, and Sullivan counties, because we could approach, if not see, the freezing mark overnight tonight. It will be chilly too Thursday into Friday. Low temperature of 38. Warming up, Scott, for the weekend. We have gorgeous fall weather. It makes me almost feel guilty about the weather that we have here in our area versus what they're dealing with down in Tampa.
Yeah, I can imagine it would.
Yep.
All right, Jeremy, thanks very much.
Yep.